Hello viewers. So in this application, in this video, we are going to see about CRUD application. So we will do the four operations: create, read, update, and delete. So we will use backend server for that, and we consume all the services as a REST service, and then we will use it like we can pull all these data and we can show it over the Angular applications. Okay. So this is the application. So Angular HTTP client local app master is the application. So I will, if you see the last video, it will be more related to that, but concept is different. So here I have a folder called server. So inside that folder server, I have a user.json. So inside this user.json, you can see ID, email, first name, last name, and avatar. So the same data structure is followed. So after particular entry, so from this one, from this ninth ID, so there will be no avatar. Okay, so it is like only data will be allowed. Okay, so because we don't have any facilities to upload our avatar to load for our application, so as to only the remaining three concepts. So to this one, the four things will be there. Up to six, we have almost some five entries. Okay, so first, where do I get this idea? Means I get this idea from the server request response API users. So this is the API REST API consumption which will be available on internet. So we can write methods to access these data in our application. So last video I have put the uh, these data from this application only. So here also I'm using the same, but I use some more things. So okay, so we have five entries here. So one is ID, email, first name, last name, and avatar. Okay, so these things are together put in the application. So we will consume this service the last video, only reading all the users, and you can read only a particular user if we needed. Okay, so like this. So in here we have our own data structure. So this is our own database. So this JSON file will be working as a database server for us. So we can consume the data from here, and all the things we need to do is we need to make this particular JSON file to run as a server. So for that we have servers for that. So I'm going to use this server. So first I can split the terminal into two. Okay, so and then I will start this application. So one window I use for backend and one window I use for the front end. Okay, so for the backend usage, we have to first identify where the server is present and what is the file present inside this. So we need to use npx json server and the folder name server slash backslash users dot json. If you didn't install the JSON server, then it will ask for your option. So if you give yes to that option, it will install the JSON server. So for npx also sometimes it will ask for some kind of installations. So that also you can give us a command line installations. Okay. So I'm putting enter. So this will be running as a backend server for us. So this will be running on the port 3000 by default. Okay. So he see here loading server users.json done. Resources users.json localhost colon 3000 slash user and home address is 3000. Okay, so we can now access this server. We can just click here, or we can go directly to this server, and we can put like this. So if I put just localhost colon 3000 means I can get this page. So this is the JSON server page. So it will have some basic things. Congrats, you are successfully running JSON server. So this is a JSON server. It will be act as a backend server for us. So it will it will give REST APIs for accessing the application important. So get method is there. Post, put, patch, delete. These are the methods we can access. So this is the database server for us. So now JSON server for us. So I click here, I can see the whole structure present inside this. For this, first we need to create a square bracket and close the square bracket. Then this in the forward basis we have to give the things. Okay, if we want to add manually, we have to go to the last item. Here I have to put a comma and I have to add the same thing. Okay, so I'm not using it here. If I edit anything here and if I am saving anything means I have to stop this server and I have to start the server again. Okay, so that is important, otherwise your application will not run. Okay, application data will not get updated, so you have to careful about this. Okay, and then I have a Postman. So I'm opening this Postman, so I'm going to use this localhost inside this Postman. So I will create some new. Okay, so Postman is readily available internet, so it is mainly used for checking checking the REST APIs works. Okay, so you can easily check over here. Okay, so first I will give localhost colon 3000. Okay, so it will show you a status 200. Okay, like you can see here. Okay, status 200. Okay, and how much time it takes. Okay, everything will be there. You can also save your responses as a file or an example. So this is the code that is present here. Sorry, here. Okay, so here if you visualize this one, you can see that preview. Okay, yeah, you see here. Okay, so this is an option available. So if I now put slash users, it will show all the data. Okay, so I can give pretty data means it will come like this. Okay, so all the data are present here. So if I give something like user slash one means the first data is shown here. Okay, if I use instead of get method, if I use a post method, I can set data for this query ID value like that. Again, if I can set things, then it will post the data. If I use the put method, I can just use the same data given below and I can edit some things, so that will be getting updated. So the difference between post and put is mainly post will not check for any entries present already, so it will just save the data as an entry, as a new entry. In case of put, it will check for any IDs available previously. So if the ID is matching means it will update the data present inside it. Okay, so if I am using this same data, I have to use here we have to use this you have to use this without any way. You have to use it as a raw data. So I have to copy this and paste here this one, and then I have to change something here and I can send means it will be get updated in the backend servers application. Okay, so here it will be getting updated. Okay, so we are not going to do this manually, we are having an application, so we will do everything in the application. We will add the data in the application, everything will be done in there. Okay, so okay, get method will be using to get the list of data, and also you can acquire a single data also. Okay, so this is the backend server working. So we now confirm that this application is now working. So there is no need for giving any none. Okay, I'm not giving anything. There is no authorization purposes needed here because it is a backend server with no security. Okay, so it will be available only in the application or in the network resources. Okay, so I'll go to the users now. So we have the data present here. Okay, so once I enter some data in our application, so we need to here we need to refresh and then we can check that data is present or not. Okay, so if we are accessing any particular items, so that will be getting listed here. See, first it will be use a get method, and then we use access the user methods one, and then we access the user method. So everything will be getting recorded here. So all the entries are updated into the server. Okay. So we don't need a database server or a application server or a web server to run this one. So everything will be take care of the JSON server. Okay. So then we will run our front-end application. So Angular application ng's -iphone y is represented for opening the application in the opened browser. Okay, or else it will open this application in the default browser. Okay, if you give just only ng server means we have to go to a browser and we have to ping localhost colon 4200. So that is the main differences between these two. So again the same page, but we have some differences here. Okay, so, okay. I'm sorry, a mistake happened here. That's shocked. Okay. So instead of running the original application, I run some another application, previous application. Okay. This application I had to run. Done a mistake. I opened also the same application. See now. So this is our application. Okay. I keep it near to the okay. So this is the backend server. So this is the front end application. Okay. So first I have a blank page. So if I click on this, it will show what do I have to do in this application. So for viewing the list of users, we have to select the list menu. For viewing creating new user, we have to select the create menu, and for viewing details, particular user details, you have to use the select menu. For viewing particular user update, you have to use the update menu, and for deleting item, you have to use the delete in the list menu. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Okay, first of all, we'll see user list. Okay, so because it will give us right inside, so we have items up to 13. Okay, so 13 entries are there, and I think 7 8 are missing, so 11 items are there. Okay, and if you see all these data are present with that we stored here. So id, email, charge, last name, everything is there. Okay, first name, last name is ready, email is there. So and then three options are there. One is update, one is details, and one other is delete. Okay, and we can direct to the home page of the application, and we have user selection. So based on the last name, based on first name, email ID, user ID. So many options are there. This you can see. Many options are there. Okay, and then inside this user ID we are going to details, means we will go to the details. So back to user list. So for these things we don't have the author. Okay, already told you. So if you go to the update, we have the update option. We can update the data present here. Okay, and then if you want to delete, we can use this delete itself. It will delete the user. So we can create a user and then we can do the things necessary. So here also I didn't have the avatar because this option I didn't work on. Okay, so I will enter some changes. Okay, j.sd some gmail.com. Okay, so I will create a user now. So it will immediately comes to the user list page. So it has a new entry here. Okay, okay, so first we will see where the data is stored or not. Okay, so it will be entry 14. If you see up to entry 13 is present, so I can refresh this page. I can see entry 14. Okay, so if we go to the backend application, we can see that the user.json we have the 14th entry. Okay, stranger is present here. Okay, so the things we present here, 11th access, 13th access, everything is present here. Okay, so now we will go for this particular entries changes. Okay, 14 pages. So I'll go to change something. So here it is st, so you want to change it as Mr. Sorry, new stranger. Okay, enter, and here I can change like some extra, and here change it new. Okay, so I will update it here. So I will go to the, so now you see here itself it is updated. We go to the back and see here it is getting updated. Okay, so stranger, all the items are changed. So this is changed into a capital S, and stranger here is changed to new stranger, and stranger.st is changed to stranger new.gmail.com. Okay, so it is present here. Then we can go for the select user. We will see your stranger is present here. Last name is present here, and as first name is present here. Yes, so first name again is present here. So architecturally this first name and this first name's behavior is different. Okay, so in the email also stranger.new is present and user ID 14 as well present. So I just click on the new stranger. So his entries are present. Okay, we go back to stranger selection. I will choose from here. So here also it is working. Okay, so it is working here, and now I'll go to create another user. Okay, so I'll create this user. So it is present, so I want to see his details. So his details are this one. I'll go back to his detail. I want to delete this item. I deleted this one. It is refreshed and this entry is deleted. Go and see here. This entry is deleted. If you see this application, here also this is deleted. So this is how the application is working. It is a simple application, not that much complicated. I will explain what we done here. Okay. So this will be acting as a backend server. So no issues on that. I will close it and I will go. First I will use open the user.ts. So This user.ts is mainly used for structuring the class. Okay, if I'm not declaring this user class, I have to each time declare what are all the entries present in it: ID, email, string name, first name, last name, everything I need to input as a structure. Okay, so instead of that, I can create a class. So this class I can refer anywhere. So the input members and the output members will be in this format. Okay, so it must contain these four entries, these five entries. It will be present as it is. Okay, so that I give this. Okay, so, and then we have app routing module. So in the app routing module, I have used the router. So for this router, I have some five entries. So these five entries contains first one is list. So it is for loading list component, create component, select component, detail component, and update component. Okay, so these two entries contains an ID at the end. So colon slash ID. So which represents. So if I am giving a detail, if I am leaving a detail page, I have to give the ID. So that is a must one. Okay, and if I am giving a update, I have to give the ID name. So it is also a must thing. So for other things I can just give list create select. Okay, so how to utilize these particular routes in the application means I have to see here there is list. Okay, so I can give create now. So see what happens. Yeah, it comes to the create page. If I am going to detail page, what I have to give now, I have to give detail slash the ID which I want. So 14 is the ID I given recently, so I give this one. So if I am try to update this, I have to give update slash 14, so it will come to the update page. Okay, so select page, I have to give this select page. So select page will come. Okay, so like this is the main usage of this one. If we give us a short form, we can easily redirect to these pages. Okay, after the entries. For example, we have a list page here. So inside this list page, you can see the page redirect to the home page of the application. So router link is active and router link is slash means it will go to the home application page. So just go here and just give this one, see, just coming to the home page. So from every page we have this feature. Okay, so it will come to the home page. Okay, so that is the advantage of using it. Okay, and let's see the component use. Here I can this one not. I'll show you on the way. Okay, other routing components navigations. Okay, uh, can see carb.component.html. We have all the router links in the first page itself. So this one is like this one: create user, user list, and select user. So we have slash. I have given slash create slash list slash select, so that it will automatically go to these pages. Okay, so based on this selection only, it will go to the particular page. If you come here this page, you can see I have given an update button. So for this update button, this router link will go for update with that particular user ID. Okay, like that, likewise it is working detail also. Okay, so likewise it is working. So that is the main usage of that one. So in the app component.html, I have a user management page. So I have router links for these three pages. One is create user, so users list and select user, and then I have router outlet includer, so which will represents the including all the routers inside these pages. Okay, after that I have just given some guidelines, so this will be available in all the pages. Likewise I set up it, and if you go to the app component.ts, it will have some simple show hide option. So this is not implemented. Okay, so otherwise we have the Angular HTTP like client local app master, so that is the page. So this is the simple root component. So in the app.module.ts we have all the apps listed. I have separately given this one: app component, create component, select component, list component, update component, and detail component. So I have used the forms. So I have used a reactive forms. So I have given forms module and reactive forms module here. I already used a pipe here, so that is order pipe. And we have a header component. I didn't use these header components, so ignore it. And we implemented app routing module and HTTP client module also. So we declared all these components here. Components pipes are there. There it is. If I have to list it here, and then all the inputs. Okay, so HTTP client, forms module, reactive forms module, everything is here. Okay, and then I have the already told you this routing. Okay, so all the routes are present here. So it will be routed based on this feature. And then we have a service. So this one is important. Good place for this. Okay. So in this service, in this service, I give this API URL as localhost colon 3000. So if I give so, it will go to the JSON server's home page. So from there, I can access this users and user slash ID, user slash JSON stringify, everything like I can access easily, so that I give the general ID as localhost colon 3000. Okay, I imported the user class so that I can give the for the class structure for the get applications and other applications. I can use this user as the class structure, so which will be imported and exported as in this class structure. Okay, so I have retry and catch error, observable and throw error, HTTP client and HTTP headers, injectable. Okay, so injectable is provided in root, so it will be applicable to all the applications. Okay, and I have an HTTP options here. So the headers represents that this application contains all the entries as JSON only. Okay, so JSON is very simple and effective to communicate. Okay, and then I have some 5 methods. So one is get users method, so to get the list of users, and then get user method, so which is for get user of ID of string. So this particular ID, getting a particular user's ID will be taken by this. So here localhost 3000 slash user slash 2 means the 2 person's ID will come. Okay, and then I have a create user function. So for the create user, I have to use this particular user ID user list, and I have to use the JSON.stringify of user, which means I have a user object, so which will have ID, email, first name and last name. So it will be JSON stringified, so it will be converted to a JSON object, and it will be posted through this service. Okay, so through this posted service, and HTTP option is necessary for these things because we are posting data. So posting and putting data, HTTP option is necessary. And then I have a update user method. So this update user method will have the JSON stringify of user, but if we are using put method here, I already told you the difference between post and put. So put is for updating, post is for putting a new entry. Okay, so delete user will get a user ID and it will delete. Okay, this is also based on HTTP options. If you are deleting something, the structure should clear. Okay, that's it. So we will see one by one. Okay, so first get users method. So I'm using observable for getting the data, so I'm using this observable. First I will just console log this statement, so to get ready what is happening behind that one. Okay, even though if we are debugging, it is easy for me to see the full data structure, that's why I used console logs. Okay, and I'm returning this dot http dot user. So http represents here instance of HTTP client. So object of HTTP client is used here. So which will use its get method. So REST API method. So get method. So this get method will be formally using the user class format. So it will access this particular user. So what will happen? Just if you give here, what will happen? All these data are coming, right? So the same thing is happening here. So all the data are coming. That's why if we are seeing this user list, so we can see all the data. Okay, that's how it is working. And then I have piped. So this pipe is for piping all the statements inside it. Okay, so I use this pipe for particularly for including all the error statements along a side. Okay, so after the return statement I given this, and retry is after I access the get users method. Sometimes it may not work, so I have to give a condition to retry one more times, and then I have given the catch error method. So catch error method will have a handle error. So once the error is catched, it will automatically go to the handle error method. So I click here. So this is the handle error method. What it will do now, it will just get the error, and it will separate. It will have a separate structure. So error will be printed as a message separately, and status and message separately. Okay, so this error message is declared here, and instance of error event is called, and error message will be stored as error.error.message. And if the structure is okay for client side, this will be gone. If for server side, this structure will be going. Okay, so once it is done, you have to alert the window about this becomes an error. Okay, any method. Okay, so we are using in all the methods. So any problem occurred, it will be thrown. Okay, and then have a get user method. So it will be used for accessing a particular ID. So the same HTTP method, get method is used. So it will along the previous method, it will have a ID with it. So it will get the particular user ID. As you see here, it will get a particular user ID. So here it will get only the user ID too. So like this it is okay. And then we have a create user method. So this create user method will use a post method. Post. So post will store the data. So for this storing data, it has to use the restart API URL dot slash users, but it has to give the users object. Okay, so for that it has a user object in the user, and it converts the user object to a JSON object. Okay, so because we are storing the data as a JSON, because our application is structured like that. Everything is a JSON. Okay, so we are giving like that, and then we are using the HTTP options for JSON. Okay, and then we have update user method. So update user method will have two things. One is ID and another one is user. So user is the user object, and ID is the particular user's ID which we are going to update. Okay, so both these things are present for this and mandatory for this. So for updating we are using the put method, and we are having this API URL slash users. I have to give the ID particularly. So likewise this one slash 2. Okay, so instead of get I have to use the put method. So likewise it is working in the background. Okay, so I am using this put method. So along with that I have to give the user object. Okay, so this user object will be the same user object which is present here with some changes. For example, if I am using this one, I have to do like I have to paste this, and the viewer, instead of viewer I have to give viewers, means I have to send like this. Okay, then only it will work. Okay, so that is one here. And then delete user is for deleting the particular user ID. So for this also I have to need the ID. So with that ID only I can delete. Okay, and we have the handle error method. So this is the important one in this application. So we are going to use all these methods here. So if you see for creating a user, we have to use the create user method, so which will have a post method, and we have a detail method. So detail component. So detail component will be using this particular get user ID. Okay, so this method it will replace, and list, for list it has to use this particular get users method, and for select it has to use this get user method. Okay, sorry, get users method and get user method, both method it will use. and for update we have to use this particular get method. Okay, so that is how it is structured, organized. So we'll came to an idea, right? So we'll see the methods only on. First I'll go for the list. So this is the list. So this is the list. Okay, for making this list I have a list component.html. So I have given user ID, first name, last name, email and action. So I have a ng for statement to print all the users here, and I have update details and delete buttons needed. So in the list component.ts I have this I have declared a array users array. Okay, so I have used this user service method. So because the with the user service method I can get the get users, okay, for the list method, and I have activated router and the router methods. So for navigation purposes I am using these two. So I already declared here. Okay, you see here. Okay, and then I am using the lifecycle hook method. So ng on init. So inside this ng on init method I have to call all the structures, so it will be easy for me. All the initialization will be done in the ng on init itself. Okay, so I'm not using a method separately. I'm using this method and call inside this lifecycle hook. Okay, so I have a load list method. So this load list method is here. So this load list method, what it will do now, it will just access this particular user service and just I get this get users method and just get the data and push it here. Okay, that is the only thing it is doing. So I am returning here, return this dot user service. So this service dot get users. So this particular method get users method, and then it will subscribe this method in observable will get all the data presented from a server or a REST API, and this will be subscribed, then we will get this data. Okay, so as per concept it is true. So we have to use the subscribe method, and I am declaring a data here. So once all the data present here are thrown, then this has to be captured with this particular data. This data is as a JSON format. Okay, so I am having this data. So I'm converting this JSON object to an array here. Okay, so this dot user. So this user is an array. Okay, because if it is an array, it will be used. It will be very benefited for printing. If it is an object, we cannot able to print it. Okay, so that we are using this one. If I give it as an object, then I cannot read all this data separately. That is the problem. We have to use some object data assign method, entries method like that. Okay. So if you compare here, we have two methods here. Okay, so we are getting this user as an array, so it is very useful. So with this user we can get this all converted to array, so it will be used, and we can easily manipulate this array to list these pages. Okay, so if you see here I have this user. Okay, this user contains all the data as in an array format. So if in the list component.html file I am just using this user and just make an instance user. With that user I am making user.id, user.first name, last name, email, and then I am adding this is update delete methods inside this one. So all will be added as an entry. Okay, so this will be added as an entry. Okay, and okay, first we will see this. Okay, so load list will be happened here, so all the list will be shown with the help of this one. I have a delete method. So if see, if you see here, I have a separate method for a separate component for create, separate component for detail, separate component for update, separate component for select, and separate component for list. For delete method, I don't have a separate component because delete is a single entry item. Okay, so if I click on this, it will happen something here itself. So I could not write a separate component for it. So I just write the delete method inside this list itself. Okay, so it will be very beneficial for us. So I'm in the delete I will get the first ID. Okay, through which one I get the ID na? I will get ID from this ID. Okay, so it will be this user ID is also printed here. If you see this one, you can see it. See, it has a delete method. Okay, so this delete method will have a particular ID. Okay, so this ID will be getting deleted first. Okay, if you are not able to see here, you can see here. In the detail method we have a number 14. So in the update method we have the number 14. If you go to some other data and see here, any other tier, this is second data. If you see this done, you can see the update to this one too. Okay, for the delete method we don't have this particular IDs, but it will be present internally. Okay, so through this ID only it will be getting deleted. Okay, so for this purpose we will get the user ID from here. Okay, so for delete we can get this ID, so we can easily delete it. So we already see this right here. Yes, we will get the ID along with that, so that we can delete it. So for delete we don't have the user ID because I didn't show it. It is directly a button click function, because here we are routing it so that we give this user.id, but here we just call a delete function which is present inside this list component.ts. So calling within this use as a method, so this user ID is not present there. Okay, so we can delete through this one, and if we are updating means it will get the ID here, and it will go to the update component. Okay, so list component is this over, so we'll go to other components. Okay, and then we'll go to the delete and the list finished, so we'll go for details name next. So this is over on details. Okay, you can also delete unnecessary files, CSS files and all also if you need. I just keep it. Okay, so in the detail component HTML I have user details as a title, and then I will have this user details and user detail entry. I will get this user data of ID, and then I have the user data first name and last name. I will tell you. Okay, so if you see this list, we have the ng for, so that we can have the getting the instance of this particular user, and we can use the user.id, user.first name, last name, and the email. Okay, but here we are not using that, right? We are using a particular user data. So what is the difference means, here we have a list of data, right? We have a list of data here. When I go for details, I have a particular detail. Okay, so I can use to take this particular details users data, so that I can ping his ID, first name, last name, email, avatar, and just have these basic router links. Okay, so that's the difference between having a bunch of users and using a star identifier and using a single user entry. Okay, you see this one, you can get idea. So here we have the same structure like previous one. So activated route and router is used for navigation purposes, for navigating user from one page to another page. So if you see here, we have this select and list. So for that we used this. Okay, used that router link. Okay, so for this navigation buttons we used that one, and we also use the same ng on init method, lifecycle hook method. So for initializing this particular component, so we are going to get only one data, so I didn't write any other separate methods and call inside this method like the one which we done here. So here we have a load list method, so this load list method is separately written. It is called inside ng on init, but perhaps here I just write the whole method inside this ng on init. Okay, so here also I'm doing the same thing. So for detail we need a particular person's ID. Okay, wait 1 second, I will come back. 1 second, I will put the charge in back. Okay, let's continue. So here we are going to get the user ID, and we will show that particular user's data like this. Okay, so this particular user's data, one George, jar.go that request start in. Okay, so for this I need to use the get id get user method, so with a particular id only. So we are not going to use this get user because we are going to get one particular user's id. So I need this id here for getting the user, so that I am using this particular id. Okay, so which is coming from, so this I have this id and I have this dot act router dot snapshot of params of id. So what is this one, right? So if you see here, we as we know, so if I inspect here, I have a id for this, right? So this id is 6. So this id will be carried when I click this. Okay, so this id will come here. So I'm getting this id through this set act route dot snapshot of params of id. So which means this id will be coming to here. Okay, so act route will be used for that purposes. So it will take a snapshot of the parameter of the id, and the value will be fetched to this id. So I'm using that particular id here, so that I can easily send this id to here, so which will fetch all the user informations for this particular IDs. So that ID I am passing, I am again declaring a data here. So it is a observable, since this observables data should be subscribed, right? So I am subscribing it here, and this data is coming, and I am putting this user data, putting this into the user data. So user data is JSON structure is okay. Just structure here. Okay. So if you see here, we have it as a array list. If you see here, it was a JSON structure, JSON object. Here we need it as an array in order to get this particular whole data as a array. Then only we can able to show all these data. Okay. But here we need only one particular person's data. So, and I utilize this data here itself. I used this data here itself, individual data. So I didn't need any array here. Okay, I can use any kind of objects here. So that I use this one. Okay. So this data will be stored here. I'm just consoling it for the purpose of seeing it. And I have a temporary address for this user data avatar. So which will be fetched to this temporary. Okay. So for knowing which avatar is showing here. Okay. So if I will clear the console, and I will go here. Okay. So I will clear the console. Now I am going to this particular person. So all these data are listed. So I can know host for this through the temp variable. Okay. So how it is happening here is, so through this user service I am calling the get user method here. Okay. So all these data are fetched and subscribed here. So this data is coming. So this particular user's data is this one. Through this data only I am putting this file, Charles, Morris, okay, and his avatar also came here. So it's just for printing purposes I have this, ignore this one. Okay. So this is how it is working. So if there is no avatar, other details only coming. Okay. We go for our stranger. So the stranger has this data. Okay. So I have two navigation buttons here. One will go to select user and another one is for user list. As you see here, these two buttons will do that. These router links will do that. Okay. So that's how detail works, and just give this user ID and just I done a binding. Okay. So next we will go for the update. Okay. Update. So for update I need two things. Okay. So if I am going to update this, I need two things. So once I click this, I will get the ID. Okay, you know how it is done. Okay, So then, so this data is also coming here. Okay, so this ID will come, and if I do any changes here and I update here, this will be getting update here, and it will come here. Okay, so it will become changes. Okay, so for updating, I need this particular person's ID, which has to come here to fetch the data and paste it here. Okay, then I can make some changes, and then I will update, and then I will go back to the user list, and I see this data is getting updated. So for this I need two methods. One is get user method and another one is put method. So put method in the sense I have to post the data and check the ID, so that it will become a put method, so it will paste the over paste the data to the older data. Okay, so that is what happening. In terms of Angular service, we can call it as a update method. Okay, so it's here. Okay, update user method. So for getting pasting the data, I need that also. So just come and see here. First I have a method in the ng on in it. So which method is this? Method is for getting the user service of get user of id, so which will call the get the user id. So based on that user id, it will get all the users data from here. Okay, so the user data will be coming with for this id. Okay, so this will happen here, so that it will get this id and json string pay of user, both happens here. So both data are coming here. So what I'm doing now, I'm first pasting this user data in the component.html. Okay, so I need here two works. Okay, so one is first, once I click this data should have been pasting here, and also when I do any changes, then this change has to be carried over and updated in the backend. Okay, so for this purpose I am making it as a two-way data binding. Okay, so that's why I'm using this ng model. So within the square bracket and within the parenthesis I am using ng model, means it will be a two-way data binding. So the data which has been coming from this user data, okay, this user data is coming from here. Okay, so this is printed here, and if I change anything and click on this particular update method, okay, so this update method, then update, then this update method will be called here. Okay, so this update method is here, this method is called here. Okay, so what this method will do, if you see here, I will change something and I will give update. So on this particular ID, it has to overlap all these items, right? So for this purpose, it has two things. One is it has to update the user's data and again get the particular user ID. Okay. So first, based on the update, it will get the update username, last name, and the email are finished. If I get any ID, so these three things will come first. Okay. If I gave anything and I will update, then these three things are updated because these data are going to update. Okay, then it will call the update service and it will pass this id and user data. Okay, and this will be went to here. Okay, so this update data will have this particular url with that particular id, and it will convert the json string file object and paste it over to the backend json server. Okay, so it will be updated in the users.json. Okay, it will be pasted here. Okay, so that is what happening. So okay, once it is done, then I have another method, another get user method. This is for clarification purposes. Once it is done, I will get the get user of this id, and this data I am printing here. So this is the data when for adding. Okay, so this is the data which is coming now. With both should be same. If I am adding a detail in the 14, then this both of this will be same. For example, I'll go to the user data and I will go for this particular id. So, I'll give some, yeah, If you see here, this is the data. This is the data already present in data 30. Just listen what happens after clicking update. So updated data is Oxford Johnson, the oxford.john at gmail.com. So the updated data from which from this method is going is this method going data is this one, and the data which coming back from this particular get user ID method is this. Both of these are same. Okay, so this is the data it is updated, and this is the data that is first coming, and then it will be getting updated like this. Okay, so that is how it is working. So if you see here, it will be getting updated. Okay, so that is how it is working. Okay, I will update on the data. Okay, okay, I will update, and I will go back to the user area. I can see here. Okay, so it is confirmed here. So we can see the user list also. The user list once get this new data only coming. Okay, so here also I remove this 1 and 2, so the data is coming here. Okay, so that is how this update is using. Update is somewhat harder than details, because in details we have only get method only, but here we are just getting the method and then we are adding details, and then we are calling the update method, and then we will confirm from our backend side that the data coming is true. Okay, and then update select list select method I will go later. Create I will first go. Okay, so create component will have a we can create our own data. Okay, that's the usage of this one. So I have a data, so I just use a simple. After seeing this, you can assume that this is a simple template driven form. Okay, so I'm using a simple template driven form, so I don't have any other work here in the component, so just printing purpose is only used. So this is a template driven form. So once I give the data, here I am using this NG model, so all these data are fetched into one thing as create user form. So this user form will contain all the data now. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just calling this particular method. Okay, so this is the method. This dot user dot create form dot value. So this form's value, this particular form's value is getting updated here, plus the day plus some day plus JSON string file of data. So once it is done, it will automatically routed over list. So this dot router dot navigator slash list. Okay, so for this I have done the same thing only. I used to write file uploading, later I didn't do it. Nothing is okay. Yeah, that's all. It is a as it is a template driven form, everything done here. So the ng model will take care of all the things, and this particular form's value will be getting here, and this is on here. Okay, so I'll just I'll go to the create user. So we'll add new data. So just watch the console. If you see, I added this new data, email, first name, and last name. So these data are I just put it separately. Okay, email, everything is separate. And first one is form dot value. So in the form dot value we have these three data. Okay, I again separately put this, and then once the user added, I have to, because only subscribe I will give data, so there is nothing to do after that. I just this form value will go to this service method, and it has a post method. So through this post method it can post the data with us JSON string. Okay, so everything will go there. After that I need some clarification so that I can use this console.log user added. Okay, so that is coming here. Instead of this I can use a get method also, and get method inside this after this, and once a get method came I can confirm this particular ID is added or not. So I need to know the ID for that, but the ID is generated by the JSON server, so we cannot able to create this. So now created ID is 15, lot is created. Okay, so we don't know this, that's why we are not using it. Okay, that's why we are printing and manually seeing what is the value going on. Okay, so that's how create is working. And then select. Okay, select. Yeah, and these and all same functionalities only. I'm repeatedly doing it. Okay, so this is not okay. Only this user ID is sorted. The other things I didn't sorted. I didn't use the pipe. Okay, and oh, anyway, I have to use the pipe. I think I didn't use it properly. Okay, so select. I just where is the order bit? Array dot sort A colon any B colon any. Okay. We have filled the lesson. We have filled the written return one is 0 return array. Okay, this is right. And then user of so on the select, if we choose a list, it has to come to the details page. Okay, so the detail page has going to both user list and select user. So we can select user based on a list. Okay, so the sorting has some issues, so I will solve it later and put a separate video for that. Okay, for order basis. Okay, so that's the total list. Okay, so this is how this application is working. So I will just put this application in a GitHub and intimate to you people. Okay, so thanks for the support.